Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me. Well, a Democratic strategist, I believe, on Tucker Carlson stated that if Trump wins, if he wins, there is going to be political unrest. Now, what's interesting about this is that this is something that I predicted some time ago. I said in a video, I can't remember which one, but I'm going to read you this article and give you the details. But I said that if Trump was to win, that the radical left is going to mount up their forces and they're going to come after not Trump, but the people that voted for him. You watch and see. And here it is right here, because that's how they do. That's how the radical left do. But let's get right into this. Let's get right into this. Yeah. Americans should prepare for unrest if former President Donald Trump completes the greatest political comeback in modern American politics, Democrats told the Wall Street Journal on Monday. The potential for Democrats to perpetrate political violence undermines their narrative that Republicans, and especially the America First movement, are a threat to democracy. And I agree with that statement. I agree with that statement because why would Democrats be saying that if Trump wins, prepare for unrest? Unrest from who? Unrest from conservatives? The man won. Why would conservatives mount attacks against everyone else? I think it's going to be the other side. Anyone with sense should be able to see that. That's been the case for years. But let's go on, at least in terms of Trump being in office. But let's go on. I think there'll be some violence. Of course. Question is from who? I think there'll be workplace fights. There'll be fights at kids' birthday parties. I think there'll be protests and will turn violent, Mark Harperin recently told Tucker Carlson. Watch this. Listen to this. Resistance groups, according to the journals Joshua Chaffin and Valerie Berlin, believe citizens should be, quote, bracing for unrest if Trump wins. Across America, more than a dozen progressives, they like to call them progressives, but these are radical leftist people. These are Marxists. I'm pretty sure they're Marxist insurgent groups designed to cause chaos. But anyway, in various positions of influence, told the Wall Street Journal that they are dreading the prospect of Trump's return to power and dismayed that half the country might see a completely different reality than they see. Yeah, a reality based on morality and helping all American people instead of some small group of people who want something crazy and off the chain. But anyway, some are bracing for unrest. On a recent evening, more than 200 people joined a Zoom meeting titled Mass Training for Women's Safety Teams. Mass training for women's safety teams. Really? I don't think that's what that's for. In my opinion, I don't think that's what it's for. It ain't a safety team. It's a radical group. It's like the brown shirts. Okay. It's like the brown shirts of Hitler. Come on. Hosted by Women's March veterans who noted its timing amid, quote, escalating political violence. Others are channeling their nervousness into action. They are planning to attend women's marches scheduled in Washington and beyond on the Saturday before the election. In Boston, they are joining, get this now, pill packing parties where volunteers fill boxes with abortion kits to mail to women in red states with strict limits. To mail to women now, this is not towards Trump. It's towards people who are against, who don't support abortion. Attack them, but we're going to get into this. We feel like we're doing something, said Erin Gately, a 47-year-old physician assistant who last time took to the streets to protest after Trump's election, but says this time she would focus on tangible actions like protecting reproductive rights. Of course you're going to say something like that. You get paid big money to kill babies. You get paid big money. Of course, you against it. Of course, which is interesting because if Trump wins, he's not going to put a stop to that. Now, the barbaric concepts, yeah, let's delete the children at 8 months old. That's sick. No human being, no rational human being is going to support that. But someone who's getting tons of money, like a physician that does that type of stuff, because they love money so much, they'll do it. Let's go on. Lauren Woodward Garcia, a South Florida activist, founded People Power United. And who's backing you? Who's financing you? Can we say George Soros? I bet he is. During Trump's presidency, to champion progressive causes and, in her words, stand up to fascism. These people are some of the dumbest people. Her bi-weekly online seminars, some scheduled for after the election, explore the consequences if a President Trump were to enact Project 2025, a conservative policy agenda he has distanced himself from. Each session has drawn about 500 viewers. That's it. We've looked at different countries, Melissa Faria, a Democratic activist, told the Journal, a Democratic activist. No, what they are, Marxist activists. That's what they are. They're Marxists. I can't prove, but based on what I understand about I suspect, let me put it like this, I suspect these are Marxist insurgent groups posing as Democrats. Their purpose is to cause moral chaos and violence, to attack their so-called enemies, and that's conservatives. Let's go on. I really think it's going to be that bad if he wins. Harperin, these people's crazy names, described how some Democrats might react outside of violence if Trump defeats Vice President Kamala Harris. Quote, it will be the cause of the greatest mental health crisis in the history of the country. And this is what he told Carson. I think tens of millions of people will question their connection to the nation, their connection to other human beings, their connection to their vision of what their future for them and their children could be like. And I think that it will require an enormous amount of access to mental health professionals. I'm laughing at this, man, because it's interesting how down through the years I've read up on so many different conjectures about, this idea of creating a global government and some of the methodology that they're going to use to try to do so, hiring mental health experts and so forth, because they believe that a lot of people who are actually sane are actually mentally ill because they don't agree with the agenda and the narrative that's being spun by the elites in the mainstream media that's controlled by only 6 corporations that are owned by the international banking families. Sounds very interesting and familiar. I read up on this like all the way back in the 90s. Now I'm seeing it coming. Now what this man is saying here sounds oddly familiar, but let's go on. I think it'll lead to trauma in the workplace. I think there'll be alcoholism. There'll be broken marriages. End of article. Yeah. This is just insane to me, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that the left, the Democrats would think this, that if Trump wins, there's going to be some upheaval. There's going to be unrest, political unrest. But the question inevitably is from who? Now, let me say this. Let me be perfectly clear. I am pretty sure there are some far-right radical groups out there. I know they are. I don't support radical anything, okay? I'm pretty sure there's some radical far-right groups out there. I talked about that in a video about a year or so ago in reference to some of these far-right radical groups that disagree with abortion, and they would burn abortion clinics and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm against that because, first of all, you not only are you destroying people's jobs, although I feel people should be getting a better job other than, butchering babies. But anyway, and it could be someone in there and you burning the place down. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm totally against that. I don't think that's the way to go. And so I'm pretty sure there are some radical right-wing groups, some far-right, radical right-wing groups out there, okay? But I don't believe, in my opinion, that if Trump wins, okay, that this so-called unrest is going to be from the right. I believe it's going to be from the left. And this has been consistently the pattern of the radical left ever since Trump's been in office. When some law is passed that they don't like, they start acting up. They start protesting, they start assaulting, they start damaging property. All of these type of things, this is what the radical left, based on what I've observed, have been the ones doing. Okay, this is what's been going on. No one has really fully showed me radical right groups causing moral chaos. I'm pretty sure there's some out there, but no one has really justly showed me that. But that's beside the point. What I believe is going to happen, and I said this, and I was hoping it didn't, but now here we are, is that if Trump wins, trust and believe there's going to be some unrest, but it's going to be some unrest, in my opinion, from the radical left. They're going to be PISSED that this man won, that he's going to destroy their agenda to, I believe, in my opinion, destroy America. They may believe that they're doing something good. Those on the radical left may believe they're doing something good. They may believe they're doing something righteous. But I don't believe that they're doing something good, and I don't believe they're doing something righteous. I believe that these people in these groups, the ones that I just read in this article here, I believe these people are deceived and misled by the higher ups, the ones controlling it all, the Marxists and the true revolutionaries behind the scenes that want to dismantle America from within. They're nothing more than useful idiots who think they're doing something right. Their hearts are in the right place. They're sincere in what they believe, but I believe they're sincerely deceived and manipulated and misled to embrace an agenda that at the end of the day, if it comes to pass, they're going to be discarded like a pair of old dirty underwear. This has always been the case in every communist country, from Russia, China, Cuba. Once they was finished using you, they discarded you. Then all these people that were useful idiots for these Marxists and communist insurgents, like, man, what happened? You know, they use you. Now they finished with you. We don't need you. So this is what I believe is going to actually happen. I believe this is what's going to happen in our country. It's not going to be from the right. What the right, unfortunately, is going to have to do is prepare themselves to defend, on the defense. See, if Trump doesn't win and Kamala Harris wins, I guarantee you this. If Trump doesn't win and Kamala Harris wins, I guarantee you won't hear or see, rather, a bunch of right-wing groups coming together and forming coalitions and so forth to come against the establishment physically and with violence and all that. You ain't going to see that. You're going to see a lot of podcasts, and you're going to see a lot of YouTube content that refutes and goes against that agenda. They're going to continue to do so. They're going to continue to inform the American people no matter what the issue is. But I don't think at all, if Kamala Harris gets in office, that they're going to go off like the far left has been going off in the past since Trump was in his first term. Now, I don't think they're going to do that. But I guarantee you, if Trump wins, it's going to be a problem. Now, I've been saying that, and here we are. And whoever these individuals, yeah, you telling the truth on that. But the question is, why? 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 And let me start summarizing it. I kind of said it a little bit earlier. The people they're going to come after are the people who put Trump in office. The conservatives. You and I, if you're conservative, you watch this video. And the reason for that is because, in part, in my opinion, is because when they went after Trump, they couldn't stop him. They tried to stop him with the lawfare nonsense. They couldn't stop him. They tried to delete him twice. They couldn't stop him. They tried everything. They tried to call him a Nazi. They couldn't stop him. They tried everything they could, but still could not stop this man. In fact, all of this stuff that they're pushing against him, the radical left is pushing against Trump, is backfiring. More and more people are supporting him. Okay? For whatever reasons you may conjure up, more and more people are supporting him. So now I'm thinking this. They figure, well, we can't stop him. He keeps trucking along no matter what, and people keep supporting him no matter what. So tell me what we're going to do. We're going to attack those who voted for him. We're going to mail abortion pills or whatever that person said in the mailboxes of people who's against abortion. We're going to attack them directly. Those people who are conservatives, get ready. Get ready. Get ready. You walking around with MAGA hats, you're going to be a prime. And I'm not trying to invoke fear, but I'm just trying to prepare people's minds. That's what I've been believing from the beginning. Now here we are. If Trump wins and you walking around with MAGA hats and all this kind of stuff, you better be careful. You better be careful because these people are angry and they're mad. And they are willing, the radical left is willing to do whatever by any means necessary. That phrase, by any means necessary, was not a phrase created by Malcolm X. That was borrowed from a communist. By any means necessary, we will do what we feel we need to do. And if we need to take out those on the right who put this man in office, we'll do so. So get ready for that. I hope and pray it doesn't get to that point, because these are actually just projections. What this person said here in this article are actually just projections of things that could happen. But I'm pretty sure that they are mobilizing these groups if Trump wins. And they're not mobilizing these groups if Trump wins because they're fearful that the right-wing groups and the right and conservatives are going to come against them and start persecuting them and hurting them and all that. That's a bunch of bull crap. Conservatives are going to rejoice. For the most part, they're going to rejoice the man is in office and go about their business. But not the radical left. They can't deal with that. They've never been able to deal with that. And now it's on like Donkey Kong for them. Let's see. I hope I'm wrong. All I'm saying is prepare yourself spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Yeah. Crazy, insane stuff, man. Look, either way it goes. But let me end it on this. I'm going to be real. I'm going to get spiritual on this. I'm going to be spiritual for all my brothers and sisters in Christ that may be watching this. Remember, God is the one in control. God is ultimately in control. The book of Daniel tells us in the 2nd chapter that it's God that raises kings and takes down kings. In other words, it's God that raises leaders and takes down leaders. So no matter who gets in office, whether it be Trump or whether it be Kamala Harris, ultimately, God is the one that decides who to get in by his permission. If he wants Trump to get in, Trump is going to get in, no matter what they try to do, no matter how they try to delete him and all this other kind of stuff and try to cheat and all this other kind of bull crap. He's going to get in if God wants him to get in. But if God has something else that he's trying to show America, he's going to allow Kamala Harris to get in, because there may be something that God is trying to show America to wake them up. But either way it go, God is sovereign and in control. And what God has for you and what God has for me is for me and it's for you. And regardless of who gets in office, they can't stop that. That's the God we serve, okay? All right. So I just wanted to say that to all my Christian brothers and sisters that might be watching this. But yeah, this is the deal here. Just get ready, see what's going to happen, and then we'll take the next action after that. But what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.